I don't appreciate those words that you just said. I know what you're trying to do.
Shane Lowry just went face-to-face with Keegan Bradley after the 2025 Skins game, and things got heated instantly. What looked like friendly competition suddenly turned personal, and the real trigger might shock you. Here's the full story behind the confrontation rocking the golf world. The return of the Skins game, reinvented pressure. The 2025 Skins game marked the first edition of the event since 2008, reintroducing a long-dormant format to modern professional golf. Its return carried more than just nostalgia. It represented a calculated effort to blend traditional spectacle with high-stakes competition. Panther National Golf and Country Club in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida, was chosen for its challenging layout and reputation for dramatic holes, offering a stage capable of testing not only precision, but composure under pressure. For fans, the event promised both a connection to golf history and the excitement of a new, unpredictable contest.
The hate is out of control, you might say, for the Skins game which just aired today.
The 2025 edition was not a mere replication of its predecessors. Organizers implemented a reverse purse system, giving each competitor, Shane Lowry, Keegan Bradley, Tommy Fleetwood, and Xander Schauffele, an initial stake of US $1 million. Every hole carried financial weight. Wins added to a player's total, while halved holes redistributed money among the others. This meant that every shot, whether a delicate putt or a long approach, held tangible consequences, raising both tension and drama. The psychological stakes became as high as the technical ones, forcing players to manage not only their game, but the pressure of potential monetary loss in real time. Additionally, the event condensed the traditional 18-hole, multi-day format into a one-day, 16-hole showdown. This compressed schedule amplified urgency from the very first tee, leaving little room for recovery from mistakes. Each swing, chip, and putt became magnified, demanding strategic calculation alongside pure execution. In redefining the Skins game, the 2025 edition demonstrated that golf traditions could adapt to contemporary expectations without losing their identity. It was no longer just a nostalgic exhibition, it was a high-stakes experiment in competition, strategy, and spectacle. For players, it tested nerves and skill alike. For audiences, it offered drama, tension, and the reminder that even classic tournaments could evolve successfully in a modern context. Pre-match tension and setup, Lowry steps. Originally, the 2025 Skins game was set to feature Justin Thomas, a name synonymous with precision, power, and fan appeal. His withdrawal due to a back injury, however, changed the dynamics of the event entirely. Shane Lowry was chosen as Thomas's replacement, a decision that on the surface appeared routine, but carried significant implications for both competitors and spectators alike. Lowry's presence immediately reframed the event. It was no longer simply a high-stakes, exhibition-style contest, but a confrontation layered with history, rivalry, and psychological tension.
Stand still, don't move, please.
You're making more noise than anyone else.
Lowry's 2025 season had already been marked by high-profile moments. Earlier in the year, he had played a pivotal role in Europe's Ryder Cup victory, sinking a decisive putt that helped secure a narrow win over the United States. Keegan Bradley, acting as U.S. captain, was on the losing side of that encounter. This context instantly added narrative weight. The Skins game became more than a showcase of golf skill. It transformed into a stage for redemption and the subtle settling of scores. Every swing, every interaction, and even every glance between Lowry and Bradley carried the potential for symbolic meaning. The substitution also reshaped the psychological landscape of the tournament. Bradley was no longer facing a neutral field, but a former Ryder Cup opponent with a tangible chip on his shoulder. For Lowry, the opportunity to compete under the financial pressure of the Skins game offered both a personal and competitive stage to assert dominance and prove resilience. Analysts noted that this backstory heightened tension from the first tee, with both players aware that history, pride, and money were all intertwined in a single day. Ultimately, Lowry's entry sharpened the stakes of the 2025 Skins game. The event evolved into a microcosm of modern golf, a fusion of skill, strategy, and narrative drama. It was no longer just four golfers competing for money. It was a collision of history, rivalry, and personal redemption, setting the tone for a high-intensity showdown. The banter resurfaces, a Ryder Cup reference on the green. The 2025 skins game didn't hide its dramatic undercurrents. Early in the match, after parring or having several holes, Lowry finally dropped a birdie that matched Bradley's own good shot. The result was a tied hole, but then Lowry looked directly at Bradley and delivered a sharp line. "I've just spent the last few months breaking Keegan Bradley's heart." That comment echoed loud across broadcast and social media.
I have just spent the last few months breaking Keegan Bradley's heart.
Wow. Well, now the skins game is underway.
That single moment redefined the tone of the entire match. What could have remained a friendly, if competitive, skins format now felt charged with personal stakes, Ryder Cup history, national pride, and psychological warfare. For viewers and commentators, the line crystallized what the revived skins game could be. Not just golf, but drama and emotion under pressure. Because players were mic'd up, and because the format forced quick reactions and immediate stakes, that banter wasn't lost. It reverberated through the event. The old secrecy of locker rooms and press room sidesteps gave way to open tension on the green. The skins game's revival seemed built for moments like this. Candid, unscripted, emotional, and consequential. For Bradley, Lowry's remark wasn't just a quip, it was a challenge. And for the rest of the match, every shot carried not just financial value, but symbolic weight. Redemption on the scorecard, Bradley's big payday and statement. By the end of the 16-hole match, Bradley emerged not just as winner, but as the defining story of the 2025 skins game. He secured 11 skins, the most among the 4 competitors, and walked away with US $2.1 million.
Largest skin in the history of the skins game.
I was really nervous over that putt. You could tell, like, there's no chirping, everyone was quiet. I was.
His win was punctuated by dramatic moments. On the 13th hole, Bradley sank a 7-foot putt under enormous pressure, a shot that earned him US $900,000 because the pot had rolled over through several halved holes, inflating the prize. Earlier, on the 5th hole, after 4 tied holes, he had already grabbed a sizable early lead in skins, a sign that he was focused, ready to capitalize on every opportunity. Given his recent disappointment as captain in the Ryder Cup, this performance served not just as a financial reward, but as redemption, momentum, and a statement that Bradley could bounce back, perform under pressure, and dominate even when history might have seemed to weigh against him. For the revived skins game itself, Bradley's victory validated the experiment. The format delivered exactly what it promised: drama, unpredictability, big swings in tension, and a clear winner. For players and fans alike, it proved that golf, when combined with high stakes and real personalities, could still deliver spectacle. Lowry's small escape, a skin-to-save face. Even though the 2025 skins game largely ended in favor of Bradley, Lowry didn't leave the match entirely empty-handed. He grabbed a skin, which was more than just a score, it was a lifeline. Mid-match, he secured a birdie on a par 5 and pocketed what turned out to be his only skin in the competition. That lone skin translated to a payout of roughly US $200,000.
This little camera thingy is...
Given the heavy narrative and rivalry backdrop, Ryder Cup echoes, pre-match banter, psychological jabs, that single skin became more than mere cash. It offered Lowry a moment of redemption in an otherwise lopsided match. It showed that even when the odds and history appear stacked against a player, there remains a chance to claw back, however small. In interviews and during the broadcast, Lowry acknowledged he'd left some money out there, a subtle nod to both missed opportunities and the pressure-packed environment the revived format generated. Some observers argued that in a skins match, small wins often feel bigger than they are, because every hole, putt, and chip carries high stakes. For Lowry, even minimal success under that spotlight signified dignity over defeat. In a tournament framed by history, rivalry, and high tension, Lowry's skin offered him a fig leaf of resilience. It underscored how the revived skins game isn't just about crowning a winner, it's about giving players a platform for comeback, for pride, even if what returns is modest. Trash Talk Reloaded. Voices, rivalries, golf, remixed. The 2025 Skins game didn't try to hide its theatrical side. From the start, the vibe was set to blend sport with spectacle, allowing mic-ups, banter, and psychological games, all in plain view. That creative decision transformed what could have been a polite, controlled exhibition into something unpredictable and emotionally charged.
For 10 minutes. I'm trying to win the tournament as well, so I know that's what you all want me to talk about, but I've just had a finish.
During the match, the tension found release. After matching Bradley's birdie on a hole, Lowry looked over and delivered a line that instantly echoed beyond the green, a reference to the recent Ryder Cup and its fallout. That quip reframed the match. It wasn't just money-on-the-line golf anymore. It was personal history, aired loud and clear. This revival demonstrated how trash talk, long considered more suited to boxing or basketball, can fit into golf when the format allows breathing space for raw emotion. It gave players permission to blend athleticism with personality. Every birdie, every miss, every glance mattered. For fans and critics alike, it raised the question, can golf sustain this balance of respect and rivalry? The 2025 Skins game suggests yes. By removing traditional filters, it brought golf closer to storytelling, where personalities, histories, and stakes combine to produce tension beyond the fairway. What the 2025 return means for golf, a new template for hybrid competition. The success of the 2025 Skins game, in both spectacle and financial drama, may signal a larger shift in golf's landscape. For years, traditional tournaments relied on cumulative stroke play, long rounds, and standard purses. This year's return introduced a hybrid: high stakes, fewer holes, big swings, and a reversed purse system. That contrast might become a template for future events.
The Skins game initially started in 1983, and it quickly became must-watch television. And you would have
By blending nostalgia with modern media, streamed on digital platforms, the event captured both traditional golf fans and viewers unfamiliar with classic formats. The familiarity of skilled, well-known pros, plus the novelty of a play-for-cash-per-hole format, created a broader appeal than many standard tournaments. For players, especially those recovering from disappointments or seeking redemption, this format offers a fast-paced, high-reward outlet. It's less about grinding through 4 days of golf and more about seizing moments. One shot, one hole, one payout. That dynamic can appeal to pros at different stages of their careers. If the 2025 edition holds up under scrutiny, it might pave the way for more alternative events. Shorter, sharper, more personality-driven. Golf could shift from being strictly traditional to embracing hybrid formats, where competition, entertainment, and spectacle coexist. The 2025 Skins game might not be a one-off nostalgia play. Instead, it could redefine what golf can be. Before you go, remember, this clash is nowhere near settled. What happened after the Skins game might just be the start of a rivalry that could reshape the PGA landscape. The frustration, the pride, the unspoken history between these two, it's all rising to the surface. If you want to follow every twist, the reactions, the fallout, and the next fiery encounter, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. The next time Lowry and Bradley meet, everything could erupt.